So, Jeff, you have written and talked about why are Republicans waiting. You think Obama should be impeached. Excuse me. Well, Obama probably should have been impeached as Andrew McCarthy and Ben Shapiro argued in their two books. But you believe that Biden should be impeached. Let's just talk about a few of the reasons why you think so.
Sure. And I fault Republicans for not pursuing it. So let's talk about one, the debacle in Afghanistan, the fact that 13 of our service members were killed, the fact that we left $85 billion in military equipment to the enemy of the United States, the Taliban, the fact that we left Americans and our Afghan allies behind, and the fact that we allowed thousands of Afghan nationals to immigrate into this country without proper vetting. So that's one issue. Another issue is the fact.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah, sure.
All calculated and intentional, right?
Yes. They didn't have to do it that way, but they did.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
It was calculated and it was intentional. You're exactly right. Okay, so that's 1 and 2, because the whole Afghan fact that they were not vetted properly is another, I think, impeachable offense. Then, of course, you've got the border and the fact that we have had an invasion. I talked to an expert on my radio show, Jamie, who tells me that he's calculating 10 million when you look at the illegals, the gotaways, the legal immigration, the children. You add it all up, so that's a $10 million increase in our population in the 2 years and 4 months Biden's been president, which is double the population of my state of Louisiana. So I think the problems that we've had at the border, the fact that we've had an invasion here, the fact that he refuses to secure the border is impeachable.
And intentional and calculated.
Yes.
Jeff, you're the president of the United States. You can shut the border, or you can keep the border open and be invaded by illegals in the millions. Why would you do that?
Political reasons, possibly, because this is going to add more voters to the Democrat Party and give them a lock on the presidency and the Congress for generations to come. That is the hope, I think, to turn these people into voters and to turn Texas blue. If they turn Texas blue, ball game over. Democrats have a lock on the presidency. So yeah. I think that is certainly one of the reasons, a big reason. Yeah. And then just to sow discord, which I think they certainly approve of, because that's what's going on in all these blue cities.
Yeah. And I'll just add one. That's perfect, Jeff. So many people do not want to believe this. They can't look at reality. I'll just add one because we're dealing with the left. It's to destroy the United States. Right. But continue.
Another impeachable offense, in my opinion, is the purposeful drawing down of our Strategic Petroleum Reserve, which is a tremendous asset for our national security and should only be reserved for national emergencies. Biden has tapped that time and time again for nothing more than political reasons, just to help his poll numbers, help the Democrat Party, keep the prices at the pump as low as possible, flood the market with as much of the Strategic Petroleum Reserves as possible. So I think that has been a misuse of what that asset is there for. I talked to, again, someone who is very involved in that, says that right now the current level is dangerously low. And that is, of course, what Biden has engineered. Fourth, his business dealings with his son. I think he lied about that. I think he is heavily involved as the big guy in all of Hunter's deals in Ukraine and China and all these other countries. So I think he is compromised. I think that is what hopefully will come out from these whistleblowers and the documents if they're released. So I think he has sold out this country. I think he's engaged in criminal behavior. I think he's engaged in behavior with his son that he's tried to hide. And I think that is also an impeachable offense.
Yeah, I think Peter Schweitzer has really made a strong case on that.
Yeah, right. And I think, Tony Bobulinski came forward before the election in 2020 to let everybody know that Joe was getting a piece. And of course, a lot of that information was suppressed because the media didn't want that presented to the voters. And the laptop was suppressed. And the election was rigged, Jamie. It was rigged. So many different ways it was rigged.
And it's hard to have hope because obviously if Trump wins, he's going to win again, but they'll give it to Biden once again. They just have so much power on so many levels. Trump will be ahead in every state, and then all of a sudden the counting will stop, everything will go dark, and in the morning somehow Biden's ahead.